And good morning, everybody. Saturday, August 10, and this is your Saturday Wellness Talk. Wellness Talk, we are talking all different kinds of subjects. This is Claudia from Canada and Dr. Romunda. We're going to let her introduce herself in 1 second. We have a great topic for you. Welcome, Facebook friends. If this is your first time, make sure that you can write us on the chat. I'm checking the chat for Facebook as well. And if you're live on Zoom, we want to greet you. Rita from the US, Anna from Colombia, Wangechi and Margaret from Africa. We got some Sonia and Idalise. I think Idalise is also in the US. J. Michael, Faye from Asia, and our Dr. Ramunda. Dr. Ramunda, let's introduce you, please. Who is Dr. Ramunda?
Who is she? Who is she? That's right. Who is she? She just here to help those that want to be helped, pray for those that don't. Keep it moving.
I
That's
saw you, yeah. I saw you inviting somebody and that person did not want to come in and you're like, that's
that's just
okay.
our life. That's our life. We always inviting people, but it's up to them to make that decision. But at the end of the day, stop crying. Stop crying.
You know what, Dr. Munda, this conversation is going to be great. We're going to be talking about our reset digest for life and why is such a good detox. I actually had it right here and I just
Look,
misplaced
I
my
got you.
box.
Look right here,
Oh, there
Claudia.
we
Boom.
go, Dr. Munda. Thank you for that. So today's topic, I want Dr. Munda to hold it again, is all about resetting your gut. And resetting your gut with these amazing kit that we have in For Life. You see, reset system, digest for life. So that's our conversation today. And the reason we chose to start this in August was because we were doing another type of the detox in July and we didn't want to get people confused. And so we said, let's usually Michael and I for more than 7 years have run January, July, January, July. So this year we postponed it to August. So we were testing another detox that is not fiber based. And so this is where Dr. Munda is going to have a conversation with me where people have been asking, what is the difference between having a fiber based detox and a non-fiber based detox, or what are the differences between something like, let's call it in easy terms, a liquid diet detox or a high nutrient detox, like Dr. Rani likes to call it, and our digest for life. So we're going to concentrate on that, and we're going to do today an official launch for August for everybody to clean their gut, right, Dr. Ramunda?
That's right. That's right.
So
And
let's start with that. Why do we need to clean our gut? Let's do a little 101. Why should people be cleaning their gut, Dr. Ramunda?
that gut is the motor of life. One of the things is most people don't realize that your gut holds everything in it. It holds your emotions, your feelings, it holds your job, it holds your love life, it holds all the diseases, it holds all these things, and it's called a waste basket. So let me ask you a question. When your trash can in your house get packed up, what do you do with the trash that's in it? What do you do with the trash? When your refrigerator got all this food that's went dead in it and molded up, what do you do with it?
Throw it away.
Throw it away. But if you don't throw it away, what happens?
It goes very smelly and rotten and awful, and it just melts in your freezer or whatever, like that potato that you lost
Mhm.
and you forgot that. Oh, that happened to us, Dr. Munda, the other day. That was the biggest stink I had ever smelled. Like I said, how can something so pretty like a potato smell like this after it's rotten?
Mm-hmm. And those are the reasons why. If you look at your environment around you, just imagine your environment around you is very toxic. That means something is bad. That means you got to find out what is it. Then when you find out what it is, you do what, you start cleaning it. You got to make it smell fresh. You got to go in there and scrub the walls of it. You got to go in there and do all these things. Be like, oh my God, that smells so much better, because toxicity is an environmental thing as well. So we always got to find the answer to what makes you go in your house and it smells. You be like, oh my God, what is it here smelling? You're gonna go find out what it is. and it's gonna be something that's been sitting there that you didn't even realize that was so bad, that's been sitting there so long that you forgot to put it in the stove, or got to put it in the refrigerator, or you forgot and it's been sitting in the trash for so long. That's why our gut is the same thing. Our gut holds so much waste, so much toxin. That's why when you pass gas, it smells like you're about to kill the world. Because
Yes.
it's so bad.
Yes, yes, I agree. And I want everybody on the chats to tell me what is your memory of the worst smell that you remember in your life. And this is an exercise. So please write on the chat. We want to read and laugh a little bit about this. I want you to go back, close your eyes, and say, wow, this is like the worst smell. And yes, it can be poop, and it can be like yesterday I got told a story about somebody that stepped on dog poop, and the wife goes, that was not dog poop. You know that was not dog poop. So why do you recognize one poop or the other? And so hey, Dr. Romunda and I, don't worry, we're gut experts. You can say poop in our chats, or you can say poop when we ask you to talk. This is all about poop. So the importance and the beauty of it too.
Look, you'd be surprised,
So
Claudia, how many people call me and say, you're the only person I can really talk to about pooping, gas, smelly, me sitting on the toilet showing my pictures of my poop. They'd be like, who else am I supposed to call? Oh, I know who I can call.
of course. And so I remember when I started this journey with J. Michael, I used to say the same thing. I'm like, hey, you can call me, you can show me. I'm not disgusted by it, because there's a way of kind of, in a way, falling in love of the beauty of detoxing and taking out what is not supposed to be in your body. It's a process, and the process of elimination is so beautiful. Something comes in, and some of it has to come out, and the good stuff stays in, right? So remember, everything that comes in your mouth, some of it is going to stay, and the body's going to discard. But sometimes we put some stuff that it can't discard, and this is what our focus for the next not for the next few weeks. This is Dr. Munda and my focus always, right? Dr. Munda, I want you to show us that T-shirt before we continue, because I saw those T-shirts yesterday. I told
Oh,
you, can you ship me one to Canada, Dr. Munda?
yes, 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 yes.
What does it say? Read it for us.
It says, wellness is real and biblical. Ask me how, Dr. Romunda Ings.
Yeah, I
And I
love
do,
those,
and it's
Dr.
funny
Munda.
because people call me, ask me, like, can I get that shirt? So now I got orders for shirts because I have a array of shirts. All my shirts have quotes on them, and I may come up with something that's like, oh, that's a good one, and I may think of it and say, let me put that on a shirt, and people are like, I like that. Can I get a shirt? So now people order shirts, and they so when they saw this one, as you saw yesterday, as I posted, people like, hey, yo, can I get that shirt? So one lady ordered a purple and white one, so.
I like branded shirts too, but some of them, Gabby is the one that makes them for me. But I want one of your shirts. It looks
Yes,
great. So,
thank you.
so health is biblical. Health is, God created this body, and sometimes we abuse it. Not all the time, and not everybody. I don't want to generalize here, but Dr. Amunda, she's a gut health expert. She's a hydrocolonotherapist and many other things. But let's focus on the hydrocolonotherapy, because it works for today's topic. So hydrocolonotherapy means people that have more stuff than they should because it never got out, and Dr. Ramunda has to go in and get it out, right? In
Right.
simple words, And like she says, it's a special machine for those of you that haven't done it. And she says, because it's clear when poop's coming out of you, because she's helping you extract it in a very natural and beautiful way. I did mine, so I know what she's talking about when she says it goes through a little machine that you see, it's clear, and you're like, how is that stuff coming out of my body? Like, where was it? How is that possible, right? So it really, the cleanse, which is Dr. Munda's gift that she gives us every day, that knowledge of the why things are getting stuck there, and why do you think that you can live your life with things. So I guess that would be my first question, Dr. Munda, which I know very little about this against you, but why do things get stuck that don't come out? Like, I always wonder, and I wanted to ask a professional like you, we think we eat, we poop, we eat, we poop, and we think that everything comes out, but I know we don't. But can you explain our audience, how do things get stuck in there that don't come out? Or isn't that supposed to all come out? Why are they stuck?
It's supposed to, but it's called inflammation. It's like sticky glue. It's like sticky glue. Mucus is what? Sticky. It matters to the walls and it sticks to the tissue when you blow, right? So just imagine you have a wall full of mucus, and mucus is sitting there, and you get something that get a chance to pass through, and then you get some things that sticks to it. So over a amount of time, and it accumulates over time. And so that's another thing when we talk about the temperature of your beverages that you drink also sticks those things to the walls of your mucus. That's why you always hear me say, I drink hot water, I drink room temperature water. I drink things that's going to loosen up that mucus or that waste that's been sitting there on the walls. Because remember, you have 30 feet of a digestive tract, 25 small and 5 large. What goes in must come out, but a lot of times it doesn't because it's on the sticky paper that's in your.
And the other thing, and again, just because my family has a tendency to suffer from diverticulitis, is the little pockets. And so I want you to tell us about things that people don't know, which are those little pockets. You think that, oh, it's going to be like a sausage, right? Because sometimes poop comes out like, well, it should come out like a sausage. But the thing is, what we don't know is that we have this little pockets. They call them
If you
pockets.
get a
Or little
picture, hey Claudia,
stations.
pull a picture up. Pull a picture up while you put a picture, I talk about the pockets. So the pockets, because in your colon, it's like sacks, little pocket sacks in your which is your colon made of. So in those pockets, like you got a pathway that goes through, but at the same time, it's like a dip hole. So in your dip hole of your colon, things have a tendency to get stuck there again because of the amount of inflammation, amount of mucus in your gut. So in that sticky hole, in them sticky pockets, bacteria accumulate over a amount of time. You see, when bacteria accumulate a amount of time, and because it's sticking into those walls, a lot of times we don't realize. See the pockets? See those pockets? Yeah, that's a good one right there. And just and click on it, should be able to enlarge it. So you can see what it is that it looks like inside of your colon. Many people don't even realize what their colon look like. So when they don't realize what it looks like and what their body looks like, and when you introduce it to them, they if, for example, go to the Institute of Human Anatomy. I pull it up a lot, and I use it a lot in my trainings and classes in my office. Institute of Human Anatomy talks about the digestive system. It shows you about how the gut and let me tell you what it's working. It's working on bodies, natural bodies that has been donated to science. And so it shows you like what your organs actually look like, when nobody never took time to understand, right, what the body actually looks like. So as you see here, when we talk about these things, you'll get a chance to see how it sits, how it lays in the colon, all these things. So it's a beautiful
using real human cadavers to teach as many people about the one thing we have in common. What a great page. I got it. Wow, J. Michael Smith. Did you see this? I don't think Michael and I had this. Michael and I talk a lot about these things. Okay, so next, let me go back to camera. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, what happens.
You're not on camera, Claudia.
I know. I'm not sure what happened with my camera. Oh, I moved the camera. Let's see what happens. Okay. I moved something. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna continue like this while I figure out the camera. And so before we go into our next topic and question, I'm just gonna go back to when Getchy said the worst thing she has smelled is a burst sewage. And why do you think that is exactly, Wangechi? You know, how many things are in there that were already discarded from homes or humans or, you know, who knows what. And now they went into a sewage. Whew. Rita says a skunk. Well, skunk is a pretty strong smell. Pretty strong smell, but I wouldn't put it on the worst. I think Rita has been lucky not to get into smelling our burst sewage. And Sonia, she actually wrote old lobster or bad chicken cooking. And again, we go back to they are rotten. So things that are rotten or that are not, they're not supposed to be in your, and this is the beauty of bad chicken or bad beef, that God has made it so incredible that your sense of smell will tell you that that thing is not supposed to be in your body. And then she said,
Right.
I went to Iowa and they were making dog food. I don't want to say the brand because they might cut my Facebook, but it's a brand that is not very good for animals. And she said it smelled horrid. And again, I don't want to say the brand because I wanted this to keep this one on Facebook. And it's probably because they're using things that if you see the industry of meat, sorry, of dog food and cat food, and when you buy the cheap bags, first thing I tell people, I was married to a veterinarian. He said, do not feed the dog cheap food. You will have a large veterinary bill at the end of his life. So, Dr. Romunda, I'll go to the next question, and I'm going to take myself off the spotlight so I can get you to be alone in the spotlight while I fix my camera. Let me just get myself out of here. And so the next question is, we're going to start working on, we need to remove the toxins. We need to know that these little pockets and crevices and things, they get toxic. And again, just because my family has suffered from diverticulitis, my father had 3 very bad attacks. We had to put him in the hospital for that. And it's when those things actually get so stuck that they explode. People sometimes don't want to listen to the signs. And so what I want you to tell me while I fix my camera is, what are some evident and good signs that people should be looking at their colon? Like how does it manifest? And while you do that, I'll go fix my camera.
So when you say how looking like how the colon should actually, what happens when you put your food in your body, or what the
No, what are the so before entering on why we need a cleanse, I want people to say, you know what, I feel those symptoms, or I have felt that, and they're not listening. More than look at, more, it's more like listen or feel. Like, what are some of the signs that people should be listening to or looking into
Okay,
when their
got you.
body feels a certain way? And it's because I'm transitioning into why people actually need to, number one,
Got
do a
you.
colon
Got you.
cleanse, or number two, go see a professional just to do a professional
Got you.
colon cleanse like yours, or number three, really go to the doctor because something may not be, they might need a colonoscopy. A cleanse may be too late. Like, how to not get to that colonoscopy.
So let me tell you something. What I've learned first, you have to teach people how to identify their body, which is something I've always done, teaching the anatomy. The anatomy is most people grab the wrong area of their body to describe their pain. So when they say, "Oh, my stomach hurts," what is the first place they grab? They grab here. "Oh, my stomach hurt. My stomach hurt." They grab here. First and foremost, that's not your stomach. So when you talk about your stomach is up in the range of up here around the heart area and around through the lung area, right up in that little pocket back up in there. So those are your stomach areas. So when you grab about your stomach, you're grabbing here, but then when you go to the doctor, say, "Oh, my stomach hurt." So you get this feeling in your gut. You ever say, "I got this gut feeling. I got this gut feeling." So let me tell you some of the things that sometimes that cause your gut: migraines, headaches, lower back, things like that triggers from what's going on in your gut. Um, Lower back discomfort, sciatica is another one. I got people that dealing with sciatica. Vertigo is another also sign of a gut issues as well. Certain diseases, certain cancer things that causes, but definitely those things like headaches and migraines and lower back, sciatic issue. When your feet even hurt, I always ask my patient and client, when they say their feet hurt, I always say, "Where do your feet hurt at?" And what do they show me? They show me right there right there in that cut here. I'm gonna show you my foot. Yeah, I'm gonna show you my foot. Thank God I keep them clean. But this is a colon area here. All this is a colon area. So when you're looking at your colon and you ask your feet hurt, that's what triggers where your feet are hurting. That lets you know something's going on in your colon as well. If your hands are itching or whatever's going on sometimes, these are your hand points to your colon. You see, things like that. You find yourself, your wrist may hurt sometimes. That's because something may be going on, because these are your colon pressure points. Sometimes swelling in the face when your adrenal glands are not draining like they're supposed to. This is your intestinal area here along this face line. So it's a whole lot of things, and your adrenals are sit right here. So if your adrenals are blocked because of something that's going on through here, which is all these trigger points, all these known as your veins, your arteries, your portal vein, all these things have connection to your gut. So sometimes we have swelling in the face. Our eyes may hurt. Who would have thought your eyes have a lot to do anything to do with your gut? Where the pressure is pressure, fluid, headaches, like I said, things like that. So those are some of the trigger points. Swelling under your eyes, colon, kidney, liver. You got to remember your stomach, your liver, and your kidney associated with under your eyes. You got puffy eyes. So all of these things associate with what goes on inside of signs, and definitely the pain of discomfort. Burping, gas, this excessive gas, this odory gas, the bloating, things like that causes, those are signs that things are happening in your body. Now, I can ask probably about 2 or 3 people on here to raise your hand out of any of those that have dealt with that, and probably majority of everybody will raise their hand and not realizing it's because something is going on. It's a sign. Again, I have a gut feeling, right? Your gut does give you feelings, that something is not right. Even walking towards something, you get a gut feeling, putting your supplements upside you and ask your body, okay, is this something I need? You can ask your body those questions and it'll answer you yes or no. So just little gut things that will help them to understand. Somebody just wrote something. What they say, Claudia?
Yeah, Sonia is agreeing, and she's saying, yes, sciatica and constipation are good signs to know that you need a colon cleanse. So,
Yeah.
very good. So let's start. Now, I'm just going to share my screen, and then as I ask Dr. Romunda some questions, we're going to teach you a little bit about our For Life Digest for Life, and make an invitation. It is a challenge, but more than a challenge is an invitation to get everybody on a cleanse. Let's talk a little bit about what we have on the kit and a little bit about each of the products. We're going to be concentrating this week on Facebook Lives. We're going to be with Dr. Munda and with Michael, or the 3 of us. We're going to be on live talking about these products. And we don't have a specific time, so you can just go back when you see them. We're just going to jump in your face and say, hey, we're going to talk about fiber systems. So if you're in, you're in. If not, don't worry. We'll share the videos after. Digest for Life. For those of you that don't know what For Life is the company for the immune system. And immune system is everything, but not only that, 80% of your immune system, a little bit here, a little bit there, some people say 75, some 85. Okay, let's just, agree on 80. 80% of your immune system is in your gut. That's the main, the main teaching for today. So if you're not taking your gut, why are you even trying to say you're taking care of your immune system? We are the immune system company, and we say we take care of our immune system. But when was the last time that you did a cleanse? When was the last time that you took care of that gut? So in our Digest for Life kit or line, we're going to go a little bit over some of these products. And I'm actually going to start with Fiber System. Fiber. Dr. Munda, let's talk a little bit about fiber, because this is why I wanted to bring you into this talk, and because you are very big on fiber. This cleanse specifically is based on bringing that fiber back into your body so that you can poop more, so that you can take out what we just talked about. So 20 herbal ingredients that provide a comfortable intestinal cleansing and purification. First of all, and I'm going to stop sharing, and I'll share again in a minute, why fiber, Dr. Romunda? Why fiber?
Fiber is another form of it's like it moves things that normally get stuck. But again, you got to remember, sometimes everybody doesn't, sometimes people can overdo fiber. And when they overdo fiber, it blocks. That's why they're soluble, insoluble. So you got to be careful what type of fiber you are using and how you're using it. So like for our fiber packs here, right? So it has 6 in here. So I don't take all 6 at one time. I will split the pack. So I may take 3 just to see how my body responds to it. So fiber is very good for the body because it helps to push. It's like if you eat it's like a roughage. So it goes in there and start moving things in the body that shouldn't be in there. It's like moving the waste, and at the same time, it's restructuring the waste. It's restructuring the colon at the same time of getting those things that's been sitting in those pockets. Just like we just finished talking about the pockets. So fiber can be good. Just depends on how you use it and how much of it you use. Some people, I've had some friends that were taking fiber and take too much, and they cause more blockage in their gut because they were not doing it the right way. So fiber has good benefits to it, only if you know how to do it the correct way.
I like that, Dr. Romunda. And so that is also my first advice. This cleanse in the box, I love how Dr. Romunda puts it. It says 10 days. Now, in North America, and only in North America, it comes in as a kit. You don't have to do it in a kit. You can build your own. So right now, Dr. Munda is showing we're only talking about fiber system. This is our 10-day cleanse. So 10-day cleanse, like Dr. Munda says, if you already know your body, if you maybe have done this before, I also, Dr. Munda, do the same thing. I tell people, number 1, don't start on a Monday. Number 2, don't start in the daytime. You should actually start when you know you're going to be home, comfortable. You don't have anything going that is important, that you know, don't start when you're at the office with anything. Because if you don't know a product, no matter how good it is and how much people have recommended it, why would you take it on a time that you don't know how your body is going to respond? It can be like, oh, it's an energy drink and it's going to give you so much energy. And you're like, oh, I'm so glad because I'm tired right now. And then you take it. You can't do that. You know how with creams, you're supposed to test them on another part of the skin. It's the same thing. Why do you start taking things that people give you? And so with fiber system, if you're not already part of For Life, or if you haven't, you're a client and you're only doing this, like you're starting to do this cleanse for the first time, our advice, just like Dr. Munda says, is start with 1 on the first day. It says take 30 minutes before each meal. Do you really think that if you haven't, like Dr. Munda says, let's do the example of the beans, which is a fiber-based food. So you haven't eaten beans in a long time, and you decide that day you're going to eat 3 times beans. What do you think is going to happen to your body? It's going to be in pain. If you haven't eaten beans in a long time and you eat 3 times beans that day, trust me, it's going to have some effect. I don't know which effect. It may not be pain, it may be another thing. But
you're going to feel something.
The point is, fiber is needed, is essential. We don't have enough of it, especially in North America. But you can't also try and put a whole bunch of fiber in your system if your body's not prepared to receive it. So we recommend start with 1 and start with lots of water. And definitely the one thing that is different in this kit than the other detox that we were talking about for the last month is that this one is with food. So you can't really have this and not eat, because like Dr. Munda says, what fiber is going to do, it's going to push down that stickiness and everything that was there. But if you have no food, if you only have liquid, then what's going to push? It's not going to really do what it needs to do. It won't do anything bad. It's just not going to do its job. The job of fiber, if you guys know, fiber is not a vitamin, is not a mineral, is not fat. You know, fat, the macros are fat, carbs, and protein. And then you have fiber. It doesn't even fall under that category because you don't absorb fiber. Fiber is made for you to push stuff down. Okay. So the one big thing with this one is, yes, it has to be taken before a meal. The other question I get is, can I take it and my meal be a smoothie? In theory, yes. What do you think about that, Dr. Annie? Can people do, let's say we have somebody that took the the first one, everything went well. Second day, they take 2. And then now they're on their journey of taking 3 a day, three Fiber System Plus packs.
Mm-hmm.
Because it says have it before each meal. My question would be, can the meal be a liquid meal, like a smoothie with protein powder? And I have in my breakfast now oatmeal protein powder. Can I have 30 minutes before a liquid
Now let
smoothie?
me tell you, when you do it as a liquid, because your body still has to break it down. So even if you do it as a liquid, you don't have to do all 3 or 2. You can just do 1.
1 capsule, you mean, or 1
One
pack?
capsule, 1 capsule, not a pack. 1 capsule, because why? It's already in a liquid formation. You see? So it's already in liquid formation. So I wouldn't do 2 or 3. Again, everybody's body is different. So that's another purpose of us having the consultation, so we can hear again what you're doing. Everybody is different. I make that very clear to you, me talk. Everybody is different. So it's important that I hear and listen to each one, so I can help each one to go through the process the right way. Remember, I
Correct.
told you when I did that county, my project, when I finished at the end of the day, I had to listen. The county wanted to know, what did I do any different from everybody else? I had to listen because each individual person was different. So we can help them understand if they drinking something or they eating something, how is it? What are you fixing and what are you drinking? So if you need the fiber, because if it prior to that, because fiber is like, again, it's a roughage. So it's trying to move things, you see? But I would only do 1 if, but I wouldn't do it. I would not do it several times throughout the day. No, if I'm juicing, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and Sonia, that's exactly my point. That's where I want to get. If you don't eat 3 meals a day, you're only eating 1 or 2, then you only have 2 packs. You don't need that third pack. So even though the kit says 10-day cleanse, it's okay if you take 15 days cleansing with Fiber System Plus. It's okay if it takes 30 days. Some people say, do I have to swallow 6 capsules? Can you show me again the pack, Dr. Romunda?
You can
Again,
start with 2, or you can do
yes,
2. You see them 2 a day, 2 a day, not the whole pack. This pack can actually last you probably, if you do 2 a day, how many we have in a box? Just imagine if you do
30,
2 a day, you
30,
got a
30
pack.
packs. You get
So just
30.
imagine, yeah. So this is already 3 days right here. 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 days right here, and this is in 1 pack. You see? So again, it depends on what you're eating, how you're eating, how your digestive system is moving, and how it's not moving.
We're a company, we have hundreds and thousands of customers, so we can't adapt to each customer. So we sell the kit, and then your customer should be asking you these questions. And again, Dr. Romunda is available. You can send your customer to a professional, or they can talk to their naturopath of their choice, right? But my point is, and Dr. Romunda's point is that your body will tell you. Sonia, that's a great question. There are 3 different capsules. So which one do I take? Because they're different ingredients. At the end, you're going to take them all. So what I would do is, and I have a lot of clients that ask me this, can I take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening, just because they're nervous. It's their first cleanse, they haven't really, and I say, it doesn't matter. At the end, they're going to end up taking all the ingredients. Now, is it going to alter the result? Yes, some people want, and it's not designed for that, to lose weight fast. So if you have it clear that what you want to do is a colon cleanse, then obviously the best way to do it would be in 10 days. Sure, by the way, I do it because now my body, I know that it works fine with getting it in 10 days, 30 minutes before each meal. But like Dr. Munda says, I know that I have to have 3 small meals with my pack and not 2. So when you say, Sonia, 2 meals, and that's why I was going into the smoothie, the other ones, I don't know, Sonia, if you were talking about, doing a juicing like Dr. Ron, like a green juice or a red juice. That's not really like a meal, it's a juice. But if you're putting a protein, and I'll give you a protein shake like the one I have in the morning, then that should be okay to take a full pack of 6. I put oatmeal in my smoothie. I put walnuts. I put Pro-TF. I put berries of different kinds, and I put chia seed. That's a meal.
You can actually open up. You can open up your capsules again.
Oh yeah,
Don't
you can
do.
put them in there.
Hey, open up your capsules. You can open up 2 capsules and put them in there. 2 capsules and put them in. Oh, one again. Don't do the whole pack because again, you don't know what your body can handle and can't handle. You know what I'm saying? So indeed, you don't know how your body's going to digest as is. It's getting mainly if it's a learning stage for you. You have to learn your body before you go aggressive. I'm aggressive type person because I know my body. So I can take all 6 or I can take all 5 or 4, 3, 2, 1 when I'm taking things, but everybody's not there. That's why I think I
Correct.
gotta have a me in my life because I can ask me, all right, me, what you think you should be doing and how your body can receive it. Everybody don't have a me. That's why I'm on here to help people so they can get through the process without struggling. Without struggling.
Dr. Mandan, I met a lady yesterday. I'm going to give you another example, ladies and gentlemen. She said, we're talking about the cleanse. And she said, I don't think I can do a cleanse because I'm already going to the washroom 10 times a day. And I said, lady, you got to go into a specialist because that lady, to me, with the very little knowledge that I know, probably has. And I told her this. I said, I'm not a doctor, but with my experience, I think you probably have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, because she's saying that everything is she eats very little and she gets sick. Like she was eating very slow. I was having dinner with her and her family, and she said if I do a cleanse, it would kill me. So you got to know your customer too. You got to be careful, and you got to. What we're trying to do also is get you comfortable asking these questions. Don't sell the kit just for the sake of selling the kit. Oh yeah, everybody needs a cleanse. Well, if you have a client like the one I was talking to yesterday that is pooping 10 times a day, that lady doesn't need a kit. That lady needs to go to the doctor, first of all, which she is, by the way. But second, if you were to treat her naturally, she needs digestive enzymes, lots of probiotics, lots of aloe vera, everything else except the fiber. So probiotic, tri-fat, everything else that comes in the kit is fine. A liver detox, that's going to be fine for her. So be very cautious of your client. And how are you going to be cautious? Asking the right questions. If they're bigger than your knowledge, send them to a professional. Dr. Romunda takes virtual clients. So just say, listen, let's send you to a professional to see what we can do, because that lady doesn't need a cleanse, that client. So we're going to talk about the second product. You can ask more questions in the chat. And we're out of time. I knew that would happen, Dr. Munda. It always happens to us. Okay, we're going to work. It's beautiful when we run out of time, but we started too late. So second thing we're going to talk about is digestive enzymes. Just because those two, I'll just do it.
Claudia, ask everybody if they okay. If you okay, we can go to 10:30. Ask everybody if they okay.
I have to leave, but I can leave you with them.
Yeah, if they want to stay on.
Yeah, I can stay until 11:10. So
okay.
I'll go into 11:10, and if you ladies and gentlemen have some questions, we can work a little more.
11:30. That's it. Yeah, okay.
But we're going to talk during the week, Dr. Munda, so we don't have to give it to them all in one. So let's talk about digestive enzymes, and maybe we can close with that because that's going to take us a little while. So digestive enzymes, I'm going to go here and look for digestive enzymes.
Breaks down your fat, your protein, your carbs, so your body can get the proper nutrients that you need to have. Now, the reason why I tell people they need digestive enzymes because a lot of people do what? Their enzymes have been depleted because they develop in your saliva glands. They develop in your saliva. So have you ever noticed by the time you need to eat something, your mouth already starts the watering. You get that watery feeling in your mouth. That's because it's preparing for what? Digestion. But what's the most thing that people end up doing? They take their cold beverages and they turn around and do what? And they drink, and they just diluted nutrients and the enzymes for breaking the foods down. So now they got the GERD, they got the GERD, they got the acid reflux, they got heartburn, indigestion, because why? They depleted the enzymes, and that's when they got to add the digestive enzymes to get the food to break down like it naturally should in the body. So now you got to put the enzymes in your system so it can do its job, because you just dilute it to point that your body no longer develops and produces enough saliva or enzymes to break your foods down. This is one of my biggest things that I sell in my office is the digestive enzymes. Our bodies, just because I know people be like, oh, I gotta go order. No, they right there in the cabinet. Here, you can get them right now, because I already know they're gonna leave there and go eat.
Mhm.
That's just a natural cause of people. Even when I'm in a restaurant, I take my digestive enzyme out. Now, I may need them or don't need, but I take them because I'm a product of my message. So I take them. When people say, what you taking? I say, oh, I'm taking my digestive enzymes because it helps break. It's a conversation. It becomes a conversation. So I put it on the table and they be like, can I get two? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm passing them around the table because now I know half of them have drank their meals or drink along with their meals, and they're going to need something to help break their foods down. So now what? Now they want to know, do you have these? You selling these? I'm glad you asked. Yes, I am. Go to this and get it.
I love it, Dr. Romunda. Digestive enzymes, like you said, to me is just such a big subject. And it's a big topic of conversation. If you're already in for life, I invite you. And I know it's not in every country, but I invite you in the ones that you are to get very knowledgeable. Now, if you don't have digestive enzymes from for life in your country and you're an affiliate, doesn't matter. Still get very knowledgeable and just send people to get digestive enzymes at their local food store or naturopathic store, because like Dr. Ramunda said, if your digestive enzymes are not properly working, everything else is going to go wrong. So the digestive enzyme actually starts in your saliva. They're all over your body. There's so many of them. So in our for life bottle, we have 16. 16. There's more than that. So what happens is that if they're not active or they're not properly doing their job, that's when people start saying, oh, I ate this and my body just feels so uncomfortable when I eat this or that. So a lot of the time it's simply an enzyme that is not working properly. You might not be able to fix it just with digestive enzymes. And I'll give you an example. People that are lactose intolerant is because there's an enzyme specific to the milk that breaks down the milk. And if that enzyme's not working, it doesn't work. Sometimes you can't fix it. Now, if people are sensitive, then the enzyme will work. The other thing, things like people that are celiac may not get better by just taking digestive enzymes. They might never get better, really, because their immune system just simply is not healing their gut properly anymore. But it has to do with the breakdown and absorption of food. So if your digestive enzymes are not breaking down, then your body is not absorbing. So there's two processes here that we can talk about: the breakdown and the absorption. And so breaking it down, just like my mouth also waters when I talk about digestive enzymes, Dr. R. So if you read on it, it's just such an incredible topic. And For Life has done such a good job. I do the same thing, Dr. Munda. I walk around with my little pouch of the digestive enzymes. I give it to everybody that is eating. If we're eating meat, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to feel so good after I give you this. And I do get also a lot of clients just because I know they work and they work really fast. So this is not a treatment. You can have a person that has never tried digestive enzymes, and safely you can give them some digestive enzymes in the table, somebody you've never met, and nothing's going to happen, because digestive enzymes are already in your body. And the only thing you can do is good if you're giving them two digestive enzymes or one to break down whatever they're eating, and they're just supporting something they already have in your body. So this is the one of the products in our line that is as safe as transfer factor or prebiotics, because there's things that are already in your body. And not only that, it might not be working properly. So again, if we could just go through each one of them. I have a talk where that I go through a lot of the ones that we have here, but it's not today's topic.
So, Claudia, I always tell people, if you're not digesting properly, your body's not absorbing properly, you're not going to eliminate properly. If you're not digesting properly, your body's not absorbing properly, you're not eliminating properly. So now there we go with our health issues. Acid reflux, known as GERD, got GERD. A lot of people like, oh, I got GERD, I got to take this. And I'm like, no, you need some digestive enzymes. So stop drinking
I do
milk.
this.
You see? You're
So
like,
many
oh,
things get fixed with
so
digestive
many,
enzymes.
right.
I got heartburn. I'm gonna
Copper.
take some Zantac, or I'm gonna take some, yeah, digestive enzymes. Oh, I got gas. Every time I eat that, I'm gassy. I eat beans, I get gassy. Digestive enzymes. There's so many things. And Nena's asking, what is the best time? And I know Dr. Munda is going to say the same thing as fiber, but let's see if I know Dr. Munda, best time to take enzymes, before, during, and after, or after meals.
I take sometimes I take it before. Depends on if I'm cooking or if I'm waiting on a meal. So by the time it get in, my food get in, the enzymes already done broken up. It's ready to break the foods down for you. Sometimes I may take it during. Sometimes depend. It may take it after. So most likely, a lot of times I take it before because I wanted to start working. By the time my food start getting in, it's already in the process to ready to break the foods down. That's entering into my body.
Same answer for me. So it happens again with fiber system. You know what? I tell people fiber system is supposed to be taken 30 minutes before each meal. Let's say that you forgot one of your pouches. I'm going back to fiber system and then I'll come back to digestive enzymes. You forgot one of your three and you really want to finish it in 10. If you have eaten properly, you can take a fiber system at the end of the night, no problem. That food is still there and it needs to be pushed out, right? So don't worry if you skipped one of the three or the two that you're taking and you want to take it at the end of the night. I actually remember, not everybody, I also talk to my body, and I already told you guys that I suffer constipation and I don't have diverticulitis, hopefully never, but because my family has a tendency, a lot of the diverticulitis has to do with constipation. I forgot to say that. So you know what? Sometimes I take a fiber system just because I know my body needs it and I'm not cleansing. And so that's just me. I know how good fiber system is, even during a non-cleanse. So for me, it works a little bit like a laxative. Digestive enzymes, same thing. Let's say that it says in the bottle, it says take one, preferably with meals. I also, like Dr. Munda, depends on the meal. I'm like, I better take a digestive enzyme before this meal, or that thing's not going to break down and I'm going to have a little bit of burping. If I forgot, I'm just going to take that thing after the meal. The one thing I know is that I should never forget to take it. But if you forgot to take them through the day and you had 3 good meals or 2 good meals and they were non-light or heavy, and you want to take them at the end of the night, welcome. You need to still wake up those digestive enzymes so you have a good night's sleep. That digestive enzyme is working through the night. So again, it has to do a lot with your body. It has to do
And
a
it
lot
takes a
with
couple of
you.
hours before your food break down anyway. So take a couple of hours before your food break down in your system. So even if you take it 2 hours after your meal, it's your food is still in the process of transit breaking it down. It still got to go through the transit process. So it's still good to take it, even if you thought you forgot it. Oh my God, I don't have I got my supplements in my purse or my wallet or whatever. When you get home, be like, let me just take 2 of them. Your food is still in the process of that breaking down. So when you take it, it doesn't want to enhance it.
I want you to answer that question. People don't know that, and I want it from an expert. How long does your food take from your mouth to your colon to come out? Well, it depends on the food. An average.
That's the key right there. It depends on what you're eating, how you took your time and chewed it. Makes a bit. All these things make a
Oh,
big difference.
yes, the
What you're
chewing. We
eating.
haven't.
How long did it take you? How did you chew it? How long did you take to chew it? How long did it take to break down? Then, if you drank along with your meal, what you just did, not realizing how you just affect the breakdown. So it can take 24 hours to 48 hours, supposedly sometime. And some people say, oh no, I'll go right after my meal. No, don't think it's that. Don't think that's what it is. It's pushing the pressure that's been sitting up in your colon because your food has not broken down that quick. It's pressure that's been built up for so long because you got to remember, you got a 30-foot of a digestive tract, 25 small and 5 large. Now the stomach is starting to move. The small intestine is starting to move. The shifting is called shifting. I call it my transit. I'll tell my daughter, I say, oh yeah, my transit is starting to move. And everybody be like, okay, we know what that means, because you
Yeah.
feel your if you're familiar with your body, you can actually feel your transit moving. That means your peristaltic muscles are starting to contract. That means I call it the transit, call it transit time. That means your transit time is probably starting to digest, starting to move, and is making its way through the process of the tunnel. Depends on, again, what you're eating, how you took your time and chew your food. If you drink anything along with your meals, all of those has a comes. Because I've got some people may not go to. I had a lady literally come to my office that had not had a bowel movement but once a month.
Uh-huh.
So just imagine them 30 days, 29 days, 30 days, what her body was going through. But then she stayed in the hospital. She had headaches real bad, migraines real bad. Because why? Not only was she not pooping, but she was dehydrated. Because again, they like to drink a lot of cold beverages. And then her son had the same issue. Her son had the same, and then her daughter came about and started having the same issues. Because why? The regimen was the same. They kept everybody was doing the same regimen. So that's how you talk about how I get caught in the family, because the family following the same trait. Everybody doing the same thing. You see? So she's
Absolutely.
like, oh, my husband, he go all the time. He go every time he turn, he eat. That means he could be not absorbing his food either. If you go in the bathroom and that fast, that means there's no absorption. That means somewhere down the line, your body is not getting the nutrients that it needs to get. That's another thing you got to look at. So many things that goes on. So again, you have to hear and listen to what's going on through that person process. Somebody just post something. What somebody just say?
Yeah, she's not gonna like our answer, but this is a personal thing. Sonia and Dr. Romunda and I agree on this, but don't worry, you can still enjoy cold beverages. She said, when is a good time to enjoy a cold beverage? Dr. Romunda and I agree. There's no good time for cold beverages. You're
She didn't want me. She didn't look for me to answer that.
I don't want to spoil it for her. I don't want to spoil it for her. Listen, this is our
Wait,
rule.
okay, wait a minute. Actually, okay. So, what do you consider cold beverage?
Yeah, yeah.
What do
Let's
you
bring
consider
Sonia in.
cold beverage?
Let's bring Sonia in, and
Yeah, Sonia, tell me, because so I know
why
Sonia.
would she even want to bring a why would she even
Look,
want a cold beverage? Sonia, you can
Hey,
come.
I got it. I'm on. Okay, so sometimes it's been really hot here in California, almost to the hundreds. And, Starbucks is on my way to somewhere I'm going, and I want to get one of those refreshers, right?
I've done
So
refreshers without ice.
Yeah.
I know, but they taste so good cold when it's hot.
Okay. I knew Dr. Munda and I agree on this, and we only know Dr. Munda and I are for a little bit. But we agree on these things. So, here's the thing, Sonia, you may want to start thinking about or reading on your body temperature inside. So
Okay.
can you think? And I want everybody to kind of make the exercise in their brain how hot your body actually is inside, and that's its job. Like, it does everything warm. We're warm people. We're not cold. And so what happens is, when you put an aggressor to your body, what's going to happen is that your immune system is going to think that there was an aggression. That's what you're doing. You're giving your body an aggression. So you think that it's good, and you're like, oh my God, it just good. You know what? You can buy the drink and put it here and maybe cool off, which, again, you sprain an ankle. What's the first thing you do? You put ice. Why do you put ice? Your immune system goes crazy. It says, like, oh my gosh, it doesn't go crazy only because of the pain of the fall and the sprain of the ankle. It goes crazy, even crazier, because of the cold. And so, I just want you to think of this. It may be easier with that. You put the ice on the sprain. And if you don't know what actually is happening, I love this topic. What happens is that your immune system is sending, as an emergency, the recovery, the immune system cells that say, there's something wrong. It's too cold, and this lady's going to lose her foot because she put ice. They don't know it's you're putting the ice. And so those immune cells are going there to try and recover whatever's happening. They're going crazy. They're like, oh my God, something's under attack. So with that example of the cold ice pack in your back or your sprain or whatever, because that's what happens with cold packs, I want you to think about it now with the cold coming into your gut. What do you think your body's going to do? What do you think your immune system is doing? Same reaction. He's like, oh my God, something's happening. This woman is like, oh, what did she just put inside of us? And the immune
Go
system
into a
is like,
shock. It
oh.
goes into a shock. It
Yeah.
goes actually goes into a shock.
So you
So
don't
you have
want
to
to
be
do that.
careful.
I want to ask Faye, and again, Asians are very wise on this. I went to China, and since that day, I actually stopped taking any. I went to China. She's in Malaysia, but I'm assuming it's the same thing. Asian people never, I think almost never. I don't want to say never is a big word, but very unlikely to find an Asian person with an ice cup. I'll tell you a story and then I'm going to start kind of closing up this talk. So we go to China with my child, and Kentucky Fried Chicken is the only place around our block, Kentucky Fried Chicken, that can have a cold drink with ice. Mateo's like, Mommy, it's so hot. Can we go to Kentucky Fried Chicken to have a cold drink with ice? It's the only place. And then you go to like stores and they have hot water, hot, like burning hot things. And when it's really hot, you're supposed to drink hot so that your body temperature actually go. I still don't know how that works. So what happened, Sonia, with my funny story, and like I said, I want Faye to tell me if this actually all of Asia, they will always have hot tea. It's cold, it's hot, it doesn't matter. Asian people, they instead of like us having our cold Starbucks drink, they actually have their hot tea all day, every day. And it's because of that. So with that,
and look, hey Claudia, and I have in my DNA, it said I had 10%, 11% Asian in my bloodline.
That's why you like hot.
That explains it.
So Sonia, my suggestion is you can, and Starbucks won't look at you funny, tell them to put half the ice. You don't need that much ice. That's why we always have so much left over. You'll actually have more drink if you put less ice. So you can say, can you just put 1 scoop of ice? And still enjoy a little bit of ice. But hey, once you put all that ice, which is actually you sip it, and then you have a whole bunch of ice, hey, you just gave us Starbucks a whole bunch of money. Instead, order a little bit of ice. They'll give you more drink, and you'll still be cold, and you don't need that much ice. Trust me, it's not doing any good.
Yeah, your body break down much easier at room temperature. That's why I tell people room temperature or cool down. When you got a cup full of ice, not only did you just dilute the drink, you just went and bought a cup of ice. You know what I'm saying? But just like you said, like Claudia said, if that's a need be, we're not, the thing is, we're not introducing you to go cold turkey. We're just educating you on being mindful of the decisions that you make. See, being mindful of this, it's a mindful decision. So if you know you that person that feel like you have to have about 900 cubes of ice in your cup, take a few that take about 1/3 of that and put it in your cup, and not just enough to cool the drink off, but not to be so aggressively that the body goes in.
And again, it's the same thing with everything. And we have one more question. My husband still hasn't come to look for me. We're gonna go have our Saturday coffee. But here's the thing, Nena. Today was more about the detox, but I want to close with this because it's kind of on the same trend. With Dr. Romunda and I could do like talks like this every day. Look at this. What is the again, Nena and everybody, are you guys ready? Because you might not like the answer. What is the recommendation on drinking liquids during meals? That's a no, Nena. Doctor, if you have heard Dr. Romunda before, no liquids during meals. I'm gonna let Dr. Romunda take it. And then she asks, then why do people crave water with ice? So 2 questions in one for Nena, and we're gonna take a little bit on this one. So why do people crave water and ice? Let's start with that, and then we close with why. Yeah.
Anything you have to have that cold. Another reason why people drink so much cold, because they have an iron deficiency. They have their iron system, iron is low, so that makes them also crave ice water. That's a deficiency right there. And people not even realizing it, why they have it, because they do have that deficiency.
And no drinking during meals, because it doesn't.
So, okay, so if you have to drink something, if you have to drink some, sip, not guzzle. Just a sip, not guzzle. People, the first thing people do, they the whole thing. If you have to drink something, let it be at the base of the room temperature water or the sip of the hot tea, and that's all you need. If that's the case, you just want to quench your thirst. But everything we have done is out of habit. So what we're doing is re-educating you on what you have already learned. We re-educating you, because everything everybody has done has been out of habit, family formational habit. So if the family has done it, so of course that's all you see. That's what you're gonna do. So now we got to reset your thinking and re-educate you on the importance of taking care of yourself from the inside out. It's a process. It's a process when you've been doing a habit for so long. And that's like an addiction. Your addiction is based on, oh, I gotta have some ice. I gotta have some ice. Well, what are you deficient in? Mainly if you take medication. Medication is another reason to make you want to drink ice like that, because it pulls out of your minerals from your body as well. So that's another reason why you could be deficient.
And we can have, and I think Alice is watching us still on Facebook, so we're going to bring Alice on our next talk so she can talk about water and the importance of having good quality water. But I want to reach, now the questions are not kind of pouring here. I just want to go back to Faye, because I didn't understand Faye's question, which is, what about soup? Faye, what about soup? I don't understand.
Can we drink? I mean, do we drink the soup before meal? Is it all right?
Oh, I got your question. Yeah, you can have soup before meals. Yeah, absolutely. Now, again, depends on the soup and what is the purpose of the soup. So can you have like in my country we do that too, like a soup and a meal. So a soup should be the meal actually for people that are trying to lose weight. But if you want to have a small soup and a well-balanced meal, that's like a topic for another day, Faye, because I know you and I know your body composition and your size, so you're probably doing things right, but that's too long to answer, because then people are going to have 2 meals in one if I say they should be having soup and a meal. That's too much food for one day. Now the next one is,
it's a good liquid. Soup is a good liquid too. It's a broth, like a broth. You can actually take your broth and put it over salad, make a salad dressing out of your broth too. Just know you can do that.
Yeah, there's so much on soup because I love soups, and so soup is a very important thing. Things that you're putting in the soup. Some of us that finished the Dr. Ronnie detox can attest to that, which is the value of the things that you're putting in your soup. But that's another topic. Let's finish with this. Nana, good for you. She says, my mom does well. My dad doesn't do too well with the drinking water, but she says people at work look at her weird because she doesn't drink water. It doesn't matter. You know what? People that are healthy, they're going to look at us weird and like we're different.
She said she doesn't drink water?
She doesn't drink water during the meal.
Oh, okay.
So people are looking at her weird because she's not drinking liquids during the meal.
But they look at me weird when I say, they say, what do you have for drink? I say, can I get some hot water? They be like, they stand and look at you about 30 seconds. They be like, hot water? Be like, yeah. They said, can you get silverware? Or they say, no to drink. They be like, oh. It's like, they look at you like, that's different. Then they ask the question like, may I ask, why do you drink? And so it always become an educational moment for me to educate people when I ask them for hot water after they came out of a pause.
I know. So Dr. Romunda, I'm going to have to leave. It's 11:15. I think we can close it here. You know what? You and I can re-meet on Monday on a Facebook Live and continue the conversation. This was just a pre-launch for people to either get their kit, buy a Fiber System Plus and a Digestive Enzymes. Those are the two that we covered today. If you don't have them at home, get them. If you already did a detox, like the ones we did last month, don't do it. And invite other people to do it, and that did not like the liquid detox. So that's our talk. Dr. Romunda and I are going to be doing Facebook Lives, most likely daily. If I'm not going to be with Dr. Romunda, I'm going to be with Michael, or Michael is going to be with Dr. Romunda. So the three of us will guide you through more questions and answers, more topics on detoxing with Digest for Life, and things that people want to know about gut and digestion. So Dr. Romunda, thank you so much. It's been a great conversation, real and
let them know they can set up a consultation. Let them know they need to set up a consultation. Do not hesitate because it is well needed. I know many of you have friends. A lot of you have friends. Look, this is the thing. Bring a friend on. Introduce this. Share it to your pages. We can't be selfish with this information because there's so many people that we have on our page that follow us. Share this to your page so we can enlighten others on the importance of being educated on how to take care of yourself the right way, mainly being a representative. If you're a representative of something and you believe in it, you do want to share. You share a pair of new shoes that you like, you share an outfit that you're wearing, you share hairstyle. Share your knowledge to help people do a preventive care in their well-being. It's very important. This your girl Romunda with the DR coming from you by way of what? Educating you on the important take care of yourself. Me and Claudia here, we love what we do. So we're gonna close out and hope to see all of you tune in very, very soon for the next episode of what? Digest for Life System, understanding your products.
I love it. Thank you, Dr. Munda. One more thing. When my computer gave me trouble, I can't type anymore, so I can't type the group. But the group we're going to be using for this month and for this digest, it's called Cleanse, Detox, and Balance. And so this group has been going on for a little while. If you're already in for life, don't worry. I will put it in our official English group chat in WhatsApp. If you're part of a group that wants to start the detox, we're going to open a special WhatsApp group. So make sure that you connect with Dr. Munda, Michael, or myself. WhatsApp, it just works better right now for what we're doing. And one more thing. Dr. Munda has a page as well. It's called Parasites
Love You.
Parasites Love You. The parasites are your friends. Yeah. So make sure you follow her.
I'm doing too, Claudia. I've got another one to do gut full of what? That's my next page that I'm putting up on too. Gut full of what?
So if you're watching this and you're a guest or you don't know Dr. Munda yet, she's in the official WhatsApp group for the English speakers in For Life. So just make sure that you get added to that group, and then you can have Dr. Munda's number if you want to make an appointment for a virtual chat with her and assessment, like a little, when you have a customer that you don't know how to deal with, don't try and deal with things that you don't know. Just send them to a professional. And she has very, very good prices. So make sure that you just don't try to deal with things that you don't know. But if that person has a good cleanse, I'm going to tell you, she's going to come back every 6 months and she's going to say, I want another one of those little kits or those boxes. They make me feel so good. So thank you, Dr. Munda. I love all of you. Thank you. It's great watching you. And I'm just going to take off those mics so they can greet Dr. Munda. Thank you. Thank you. You can take off your mics and greet Dr. Munda and thank her for her love.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Dr. Romunda.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
It's nice to be here with you guys on a Saturday. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh, look at that dog. I love him, Sonia.
Yeah. We haven't woken up yet. We're still in there.
Oh, I love your dog.
Hey, thank you, guys. Dr. Romunda, you're so awesome. We really appreciate all your knowledge. Thank you for sharing it so willingly.
Thank you, everybody, for taking your Saturday morning to be with us. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Claudia.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.